Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
Sorry for the delay. I was having some technical issues. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Sweet. My computer audio stopped working on me. So I had to restart my computer and it's like, oh, but we're all here. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Like getting to 100%. I agree. Even like, I think like, maybe not 10,
right.
but I think like the back.
Anybody here for the first time tonight? No. Ooh, Carmen, where are you?
You like my backyard?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I have all my, when you go to a major games, you get a stuffed animal. So that's what's in the background there.
Very
all right,
cool.
so let's get started. Does anyone have any questions about changing flats? Homework was to change a flat again over the past week. Does anyone have any problems they came up with during that?
I think you gave some really good advice on some cool tips. So I have I run a 25, so it's really tough to get off my carbon wheels. And but it ended up like, you know, with your tip of where to put the levers was really good. So it actually didn't take that long. So I was pretty happy with it. That was good. Thanks.
Oh, that's awesome. You're welcome. Good job. Anyone else? I can't tell if people are unmuting. Okay, sweet. Rock on. Keep practicing. So tonight we're going to talk about goal setting. So did everyone bring a piece of paper or a pen, or you can use your phone, make a note. So goal setting, I always felt like it was a little bit monotonous and time consuming when I was an athlete, but it really is really important, and a little bit of planning can go a long way. So I had a coach say, I don't know if I actually agree with this, but he always said, failing to plan is planning to fail. So it's always good to have a plan, and just putting that work in can help us stay on track and set ourselves up for success. So in the email I sent, it said, bring a goal tonight, or just have it in your mind. And goals can be anything. It can be physical, it could be a mental, emotional, spiritual goal. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be bike specific. And so if everyone picked a goal, no worries if you didn't, or if you're still thinking about it. You can spend some time in the next little bit doing the exercise we're going to do today. So we're going to chunk it out. So if you have this big scary goal, it's like, okay, how do I get there? So we're going to create a road map. And so what I mean by that is, say your goal is, I want to ride to Whistler by the end of September. We're going to write that out, and then we're going to work backwards, and we're going to outline kind of each mini goal and step by step along the way, daily, monthly, weekly, however you want to chunk it out, all the way back to present day. So today is day one, starting point, and we're going to build a compass, essentially. So I'm going to try and share a doodle. Oops. Yeah, okay. Can you see all of my computer or just the whiteboard?
Just the whiteboard.
Just the whiteboard.
Okay. You don't want to see my desktop mess. Okay, so if everyone has their paper ready. So right in the bottom corner down here, your goal. So I'm gonna write Whistler. Oh my gosh. I'm destined to not be a teacher. Kudos to all the teachers out there. Whistler, okay, that's my goal. And then I'm gonna write August 26th, that's today. Oh my goodness. Ride to Whistler. Okay, now it's not gonna look like this. It's gonna be like one step forward, one step back, over here, up there. In reality, you know, how often is A to B? It's never really. But as long as we're trending in the direction of our goal, that's awesome. So, does everyone have today's date and your goal in the bottom? Cool. So probably everyone's heard of SMART goals. So specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Oh, I think somebody's trying to join us. Sorry about that. Somebody's in the waiting room. Okay, cool. So SMART goals is kind of used a lot, but I like to think about the 5 W's. So who, what, when, where, why, and how. And so along your pathway to your goal, we're going to actually work in those to your step-by-step to chunk it out. So we're not going to go in order. We're going to start with why. And this is really important, and you might not have the answer today, but why are you doing what you're doing? Why did you choose this goal? And I feel like this is the most important part of the goal setting process, because if you can take time to unpack your why and your purpose, you'll find more motivation in your daily actions if your goal is aligned to your values and your passions. So don't just pick a goal because it's what's trending or what others think you should be doing or ought to be doing. It's like, pick something that's really relevant and fills you up and will make you really proud of what you've done. And if you can hone out on that, the rest is easy, because then you're just following your heart. So you don't need an answer today. If you do, awesome. And I like to write it at the top, so it's there. Your why goes right up top. Maybe I'll just give you a minute to write that down. Okay, now we're going to do when. So this goal in your bottom right. Oh my goodness. This is harder than it looks. Your goal down here, ride to Whistler, when? So I'm going to choose September 30th. So it's really important to actually pick a date. And sometimes it can be scary because you think, oh my gosh, what if I don't do it? What if I don't achieve my goal? September 30th is actually coming up quick. But that's okay. It's okay if September 30th comes and goes and you still haven't ridden to Whistler. But it's really important to set that timeline for yourself and something that's realistic. So maybe this isn't really realistic for me. So think about what's realistic and something that will set you up for success. Also, where? So for me, it is Whistler. So is your goal an actual physical finish line? So is it, I want to do the gross grind? So just getting to the top of the gross grind, that's where your goal is going to happen. Or is it, I'd like to ride 50 kilometers. So it's, you know, when I've done 50K, that's when my goal will be complete. So write down where this is going to happen. So for me, it's going to happen in Whistler. And the steps along the way, we're also going to write down our where. So I said we're going to chunk it out. We're going to work backwards. So September 30th, ride to Whistler. What do I need to do between September 30th and today? So this is the how. This is the H, the sneaky little H in our 5 W's. This is the how. How am I going to achieve this goal of riding to Whistler? So these are the kind of the mini steps. So maybe today I ride 1 lap of Stanley Park. Maybe that's what's going to happen today. And then maybe in 1 week from now, I'll do 2 laps. And then let's see, 3 weeks. This is turning to shorthand pretty quickly. I'm gonna climb a mountain. So this is gonna happen. I'm gonna choose Cyprus. That's my where.
Oh, Seymour is harder.
Seymour's harder. Okay. Seymour. Seymour. That's my where. Stanley Park is my where. My where. So you can chunk it out as much as you want. So make sure you're including when, so the timeline, and what you're going to be doing and where you're going to be doing it.
So you would would you do a whole other one for each week?
You
or
could.
would you put it like underneath what you're going to do that week in particular so that you can do 2 laps of Stanley Park? Like, cause you're,
yeah.
Cause
you can make it as detailed as you want, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Laura, do you build any recovery weeks in? I know it's only, a month. It's not much chance for recovery, but you typically in your longer programs?
Definitely. So I always say at least 1 full day off the bike, off of everything, complete rest, and then 1 to 2 days per week of active recovery. So if you're building in a little bit of rest every week, you can go 3-4 weeks without a full week off. And then I like to say every 3 weeks or 4 weeks, take a rest week. So keep active, but bring down the intensity, bring down the volume, give your body a chance to catch up. So you can chunk this out as much as you want. You can make daily goals. So you can have your big weekly goals. You can chunk it out and turn it into daily goals in between.
Sorry, just to confirm, is active recovery like other exercises, or is it still cycling?
It can be biking. It can be
Okay.
biking, yoga, walking, swimming, sitting in the sauna, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that, you feel better after than when you started.
Okay.
Ooh, that felt good. I would call that an active recovery. So not sitting on the couch, Netflix. That you should do once a week. But active recovery is really important. It helps flush everything out. So now this is when we can get really, really detailed. So we're going to go to who. So who do you need along the way? So what do you need from yourself? But also, what do you need from other people to help get to where you're going? Who do you need support from? And also tell someone about your goal. So maybe share this when you're done your goal setting sheet. Share it with somebody close to you that will support you. But for me, say like climbing Seymour, it's hard. I need somebody there for me that day. So I'm gonna write Steph. So I need my riding buddy, Steph, to be with me that day. That's the support I need. Riding to Whistler, I'll put Tim. So really, and maybe you don't need anybody, and that's totally cool. But think about people in your life that can really help you. Maybe it's a coach, maybe it's a sports psych, maybe it's a bike mechanic, you know. Maybe 1 week out, you're gonna write, I need support from my bike mechanic. I gotta go to my bike shop and make sure my bike's working. Like try and think about it holistically. 1 lap of Stanley Park, I don't think I need much, but maybe you need support from your family or your colleagues, or you know, for you to make this happen.
I think telling people, sharing people with people your goal also make you a little bit more accountable because someone knows about it. Now you better do it.
Totally, and that is proven in research. Research has shown that if we share, we're actually more likely to achieve our goals. That's a great point. So we did who, we did when, where, why, how. So what? So what do you need? This one's a little bit tricky. So for me, August 26th, what do I need? I need to write this thing out. I need to put this goal on a sticky note and I need to put it on my bathroom mirror. That's what I need to do day 1. Maybe you haven't even been riding. So you got to get your bike out of the locker, dust it off. That could be day 1. Maybe you think you need a coach. So I'm going to say next week, I'm going to hire a coach. Now this 1 week out, this should be actually a real date, but I don't want to look at the calendar, so I'm just going to write 1 week out. 1 week out. What do I need? I need my bike tuned. You can make this as detailed as you want. You can do the night before. What do I need? I need to have my water bottles ready. I need to have my chain. I need to have my bike cleaned and my chain lubed. It's pretty personal how much detail you want to put into it, and it can be super simple and not a lot on there. That's great. It can be as detailed as you want, and that's also great. Bike tune. Now this is the best part. How will you know when you've achieved your goal? So for me, it would be riding into Purebred in Whistler Village. I'll know I've achieved my goal. I'm in Whistler. You have to ask yourself, how will I celebrate achieving my goal? Well, I'm gonna eat a cinnamon bun at Purebred. So write a reward, put that in there. Treat. And also don't be shy. So you can reward yourself along the way. And I actually encourage you to have those mini rewards. Keep rewarding yourself. Keep celebrating those little wins, because it is so much about process, and I might not even reach my goal. And if I don't have fun along the way and feel good about what I'm doing and reward myself, that's 4 weeks of my life. So really take time. And it doesn't have to be a treat at Purebred. It can be, gosh, it can be anything. It can be have a bubble bath. It can be buy some new bike shorts. Like, it can be absolutely anything. It doesn't have to be grandiose or cost money. So make sure you incorporate that into your A to B. And have fun with this. So you could decorate it. You can use different colors. You don't have to, but you could. Put some stickers on it. I don't know, like, make it something fun that you love looking at, because that's really important. Is when you're on this journey to your goal, you need to refer back to this sheet. And even if you're not on track and it's kind of scary and you think, oh, I don't want to look at it because I was supposed to do this week and I didn't. It's really important that you go back and you debrief and ask yourself, well, why didn't I do 2 laps of Stanley Park this week? And you're more likely to get to where you're going if you just have those honest conversations with yourself along the way. So keep it handy. Don't write it out and then file it away to never look at it again. Definitely bring it out. And if you want to share with me, I'd love to see it, or each other. We're here to support each other and each other's goals. So by all means, if you have something ready by next week or the week after or wherever, just definitely, I would encourage you to share with each other. We can hold each other accountable on these sorts of things. Does anyone have any questions about that? A little bit of an unorthodox goal setting. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it done this way before. I find the SMART kind of overdone and boring and not that meaningful. I like this way better. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Some great comments today.
Sorry, what did you say this one is called? This chart?
This is kind of the Laura Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just me kind of incorporating everything I learned in my career from different sport psychologists and what's worked for me.
Okay.
And I'm a visual person, so I like seeing it laid out.
Yeah. And then you mentioned like hiring a coach. Like, if somebody was interested in that, even if it was for like a couple sessions just to get skills on improving hill climbing or whatever, so you have somebody to work with, do you have a place you recommend that kind of stuff? Like where you would go to source coaches?
I'm a coach, so
Okay.
Shameless plug, I could help you.
Okay.
There's lots of coaches in Vancouver, so I can put that in the next email, the follow-up email of
Cool.
people to work with. I'm going to actually help someone, not in this group, but another woman I met. Tomorrow we're going to just practice clipping in and clipping out and doing some drills of getting confident with that. We'll spend an hour together. So I love doing that kind of stuff, but you don't have to hire me. There's no pressure. So I'll send a few contacts that I believe in out to everybody if that's something you want to do.
I'll share a testimonial. I think you know Jenny Lehman?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's been informally coaching me. So it's been awesome. I find that having someone to be accountable to, and I've actually made good improvements since Jenny's been helping me with like training plans, weekly training plans. So it's been, I would say, super beneficial. Anybody wants to look at that as a serious kind of option. It's not like have to be grinding. It can be so fun. So it just depends on, what your goals are. So I strongly recommend it.
That's awesome. I know Jenny, she's a good friend of mine, and we were teammates for a while. That's so great to hear. Yeah, and you don't even, like Carmen said, you don't even have to have a face-to-face session. coaches can program remotely, send you training, send you things to work on your own. So yeah, that's a great thumbs up to Jenny Lehman. Shredding the mountain bike lately. Any other comments, questions? Okay, well, oh, somebody unmuted.
Oh, that was me. I was gonna ask, is this the very first session you said something about how you were gonna like talk about preparing to actually do the fondo? Is that this?
No, not, it could be for your goal setting, but next week I was actually going to talk about the course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
But your goal setting could be the fondo, it could be a certain time, or, you know, your measure of success of the fondo could just be, I want to stop at 2 feed zones. Like, I want to complete the ride, but I only want to stop at 2. Or I want to get to the finish line and feel like, you know, not completely shattered. So, or just finishing the fondo is an achievement in itself. So don't be shy. If that's your goal, use this. You could use this system to prepare for next year. Okay, well, I actually have 3 minutes. I can address a question. Somebody asked me about in an email about winter training. So, and technology, and which is also really important if you have goals. It's really important to keep riding over the winter. So this is Zwift. This is a cool company that allows you to train indoors. You can join races, you can join group rides. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like. It's a paid, I have absolutely no affiliation with Zwift, just put it out there, but it's a paid system. And oops, did everyone see that? I'll send a screenshot in the email, but that's Zwift. And another really awesome piece of technology to invest in if you want to train over the winter is a trainer. So here's my trainer. This is called Direct Drive, which means that the cassette is actually on the trainer. So you end up taking off your rear wheel and putting your chain on the trainer. And it generates resistance, depending on your trainer. Sometimes oops. Can anybody hear me? Hello?
I think she's off at the moment. Those trainers are really awesome. They actually, if you are riding Zwift, you'll actually get all your stats on Zwift. And then if you have a bike computer, it will log all your information. Like if you have a Garmin or a Wahoo bike computer, it'll log all the information on there as well. So you kind of have to run a bike computer or have an app to kind of work your trainer, and actually will control all your rides. So it's actually very technical. Like you could program in Whistler and you could ride Whistler on the trainer and it'll have all the simulated hills and everything. So it's actually pretty accurate.
Thanks, Carmen. I appreciate it. I don't know what's wrong with my speakers today, but something's happening. So yeah, that's just a little bit on winter training, but I also encourage everyone to get outside. So gravel riding, mountain biking, those are great ways to keep riding over the winter. You're moving slower, you're in the trees, you don't have that wind chill, you don't have road spray. It's kind of fun to get dirty on a mountain bike. It's not that much fun to get dirty on a road, on a highway. So I encourage everyone to still get fresh air and learn to ride in the elements, but smart trainers and Zwift and Trainer Road and all these things are some cool techie ways to keep riding. So 6 o'clock, that time flies. Oh my gosh. Any final questions before we sign off? Sorry about the techie glitches today.
What's a bike computer?
What's a bike computer?
Yeah, Carmen was just mentioning that. I was like, what is that?
There's a very huge range of bike computers. So you can have one that measures just speed and time. You can have ones that also measure your cadence. And then the more advanced and usually the more expensive ones measure your power. So that would go on your handlebars of your bike, and it would tell you how many watts you're doing, your cadence. They can get really fancy. Sky's the limit with that kind of stuff. But depending on so this sort of trainer is considered a smart trainer, and it would connect directly to the, say, Zwift app. You wouldn't actually need a bike computer in that case because the trainer is actually communicating with the laptop. But if you don't have a smart trainer, you would have to have some way for your bike to connect to your computer.
So do you recommend a bike computer just for training outdoors?
Definitely, yeah, for time, just have time and speed, basic things. You can get a cadence meter, which I had a little bit of cadence training the past few weeks. It'll actually give you a real-time reading of your RPM.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely, and they can be pretty affordable these days. So you can even get just a Garmin watch that doubles if you like running or hiking or swimming. You can use that as a bike computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question about
That, a lot of the times you don't have to buy the whole package. You can slowly build up to budget it because it can get really spendy with all the technology. So I started off with a Garmin because for the Garmin, because it's a GPS, you can put your routes in there as well. So it kind of helps if you're riding in an unfamiliar place. But then you can slowly add on the heart rate monitor if you want. You get your power meter, the cadence. Like you can slowly build up the whole package, so you don't have to spend lots of money on the whole thing in one go.
Yeah, that's such a great idea. And heart rate, I forgot about that too. Heart rate monitor. That could be your mini rewards along the way. Someone else is going to say something.
Yeah, I just had a question about off-season. Like, how much time would you give yourself for off-season recovery?
It depends on when your last event was, or a race, or kind of the end of your season. If you don't participate in anything, well, you could kind of consider your season end, and then when you want to start going again. So say a professional bike racer, they'll race into September, October, and then my first race was February. So it's pretty short, but sometimes it's August, not till April. August to April, you really want to keep riding. Like that's a long, long time to not be riding. So I always say kind of after that last, like the peak of your summer riding, take at least 2 weeks off completely. Do nothing, like go camping, do whatever, don't look at your bike. And then spend another 2 weeks just having fun, like ride if you want, do some hikes, get really, really sore. I'm really, really sore right now for a hike, and then spend a month or two working on your base. So you kind of have to just think about it's so individual. Like I don't want to give advice because everyone's so different, but I would definitely say take a few weeks off completely, but then just start moving again.
Sorry, I didn't know I was unmuted.
It's great questions.
I was going to say that Claire Jensen's story on the RBC Instagram for Grand Fondo is so cute. You guys should check it out.
Oh, is it on the story?
They posted, I don't know when I started following the RBC Grand Fondo Instagram, and it's like they shared her, what her mom wrote or something like that.
Nice.
So it was pretty cute. Yeah, Clara, you're famous on Instagram. Did you know?
No, I had no clue. My mom will be so happy. I'll have to let her know.
Yeah, if you go, I think it's just RBC Grand Fondo, and then it's like story share with Claire Jensen.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay, I'll check it out. Thanks for letting me know.
That's awesome. I'm gonna go like that and check that out.
Yes, my mom was very sweet when she wrote that.
I was like, oh, I love it. It's so cute.
Aw, great.
Ooh, famous Claire. Alrighty, well, a little over. Appreciate everyone's patience and such a great session. And let me know if you need any advice on your goal setting. And again, I'd love to see it, whenever it's complete. And definitely share with each other, because that's why we're here. We're here for each other. So have a great week, everybody. Enjoy the sun. It's so nice out. And see you next week. Next week will be our last session, fourth and final session. So I hope to see everyone there, and take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, have a good week. See you.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.